Today we're diving into a tumultuous tale of a rock and roll dispute that's taken center stage in the music industry, with a brand new in-depth interview with Mick Mars himself just released by Rolling Stone. The legendary band Motley Crue, known for its raucous music and larger-than-life persona, is experiencing a rift within its ranks that's proving to be more dramatic than any of their stage shows. Co-founder and lead guitarist Mick Mars finds himself in a legal standoff against his own bandmates. A surprising turn of events that has fans and industry insiders alike watching with bated breath. This drama was set in motion when Mars, grappling with the worsening symptoms of ankylosing spondylitis, a painful condition he's managed for decades, announced his retirement from touring in October of 2022. But Mars wasn't hanging up his guitar for good. He made it clear he was still game for participating in the band's activities that didn't require extensive travel, recording new music, or performing during residencies, for example. However, less than a day later, the band issued a public statement announcing Mars' retirement from the band and indicating John 5 as his replacement on the road. This unexpected response seemed to dismiss Mars' intentions to remain an active member of the band, and thus setting the stage for the legal feud we see today. The plot thickened when Mars, who holds a 25% stake in Motley Crue's businesses, found himself facing an unexpected challenge. His bandmates called for an emergency shareholders meeting with the intent to remove Mars from the band, fire him as a director and officer of the corporation, and take away his shares. Mars' refusal to go away quietly led to him reportedly being fired from 6 additional band corporations and LLCs. Now, ultimately, this leaves us with more questions than answers. Can Mars retain his shareholder status or even his membership in the band? What does this mean for the future of Motley Crue, a band that's rocked the world of heavy metal for over 4 decades? As the legal proceedings continue to unfold, we are left in suspense, awaiting the outcome of this real-life rock and roll drama. Now we have Mick Mars speaking out in a new in-depth conversation with Rolling Stone. And he says that he feels hurt by the way things happened, and he felt he was there for the other members of his band during difficult periods in their lives. But he intends to see this legal fight through to its conclusion. Here's more. Before we continue, if you're new to Rockfeed, we post daily breaking news and updates about your favorite rock bands, so consider subscribing with notifications on for the latest news and updates. And also, don't miss your chance to win 4 VIP weekend passes to one of these festivals up on your screen. It's an amazing experience. You'll be in VIP all weekend, and I think you have really good chances of winning. We've already done 2 giveaways now, and it is an amazing opportunity. Enter to win at the link in the description. Rolling Stone just released this brand new in-depth interview with Mick Mars, and he makes some very interesting statements. You can read the entire thing at the link in the description. Mars is clearly still upset about the way things went down. He told Rolling Stone, "When they wanted to get high and fuck everything up, I covered for them. Now they're trying to take my legacy away, my part of Motley Crue, my ownership of the name, the brand. How can you fire Mr. Hines from Heinz Ketchup? He owns it. Frank Sinatra's or Jimi Hendrix's legacy goes on forever, and their heirs continue to profit from it. They're trying to take that away from me, and I'm not going to let them." Motley Crue famously went on their farewell tour and pledged to never tour again. But following the breakout success of their 2019 Netflix movie The Dirt, Mick Mars says he knew the band couldn't resist the chance to go back out on the road. He said, "When the movie came out, I knew what was going to happen next. I resigned myself to the fact that I had to go out on tour again, but I was pretty much done." Mars says he informed his Motley Crue bandmates prior to rehearsals for the stadium tour that this would be his final tour with the band. He told them, "I said, you guys, I'm not retiring. Do you want to do a Vegas residency or record new music? I'm there. You want to do a one-off? I'm there. I just can't do the world anymore." Mars tells Rolling Stone that his ankylosing spondylitis has progressed to the point where he can't move his head from side to side, and it's left him permanently hunched over. He said, "My spine is now one solid bone. It feels like there's a 40-pound cinder block tied to my forehead with string at all times, pulling it down." He says he pushed through every show, initially only agreeing to do 12 shows, but it was extended to 36. He said he felt like he was in near constant agony. He says, "I look like a skeleton. I hate seeing that on video. But I refuse to use a cane. I refuse to use a wheelchair. If I can't get up there myself, I'm not doing it. I don't like the way I look, and I feel very awkward seeing myself on stage like that." Then, on October 27, 2022, the public press release came out announcing Mars' retirement from touring, but making it clear he intended to remain a member of the group. As Rolling Stone points out, the absence of any Mars quote was suspicious, and fans learned the full story on April 6, 2023. Of course, that was when Mars filed a lawsuit against the band. Motley Crue's longtime manager Alan Kovac filed back on the claims made in the suit. He said, if Mick made these claims in an article or letter, he'd be opened up to a liability in a lawsuit. But in California, anything in legal pleading is protected from defamation laws. That just isn't a real case. It's a ploy for media attention. If it was a real case, he would have made the request in arbitration, and he would have gotten these documents anyway, because we have nothing to hide. One of the most controversial claims made in the suit was an allegation about Nikki Sixx's bass playing on the 2022 tour. It says, Sixx did not play a single note on bass during the entire US tour. 100% of Sixx's bass parts were nothing but recordings. This is an allegation that Nikki Sixx has strongly denied. He said, that's insanity. Why would we do that to our fans? It's really heartbreaking that Mick and his representatives are lying to the fans while we were trying to protect his legacy. Dude, we love the fucking guy. It's really scary him being in this complete hallucination. When Mick came into rehearsals, he couldn't play guitar properly. He just couldn't pull it off. So we have to use tapes and cover it up. He was the only person in the band on tape. During this conversation with Rolling Stone, the reporter says that Mars had a huge smile on his face after receiving an email. He told them, I sold my publishing. The deal was just finalized. Now I can relax and don't have to worry about anything, since, like I said, I'm probably just going to live another 7 or 8 years. He said, I'm old enough, man. I'm not going to live to be 85 or 90. I just have a feeling. I don't want to either. My brain doesn't want this ugly-ass body that's all fucked up to keep going. I wish I could just take the information out of my brain, put in a chip and into somebody else or a robot. There's still a lot of stuff going on up there. Mars was asked what advice he would give himself in 1981 as Motley Crue was forming. He said, be a little more aggressive, stay out of neutral, be a voice for yourself. I don't like conflict, but if I could go back, I'd be more involved. He was asked if he regretted joining the band in the first place. He thinks for a moment. It says, not really. We were different when we came out of the Sunset Strip. The rough spots were rough spots and hard to deal with. But I got to see the world and play with a group that was this successful, so I don't regret anything besides Generation Swine. Now, we probably won't have an outcome from this suit for quite some time, with the lawsuit being filed just back in April, and these things tend to drag out for years. And there are certainly two sides to this story. Motley Crue has continued touring the world. They've enlisted a musical virtuoso in John Five, such a talented musician. But on Mick Mars' side, he does feel adamantly that he is being ousted from a band that he helped form and was such a vital part of for many, many years. And that is certainly sad, especially when he talks about those health challenges that he's dealt with and the pain he was dealing with just being out there on the stadium tour. And again, you'll recall back in that original statement, it was made clear that Mars did intend to remain a member of the band. It said as much. So he wanted to record with them and things like that. Obviously, with this legal battle in tow, that likely will not happen. But it's a sad situation all the way around, and it's very unfortunate. So that is your latest update from Rockfeed. Be sure to subscribe with notifications on for the latest news and updates about your favorite bands.